Hello, this is Silverblade. Just gonna do an intro of my base, kind of get things figured out here for everybody. Um, yeah, this is just a basic startup for it. Um, I've dug down into this lake, which, bring up the map, is directly above the church in Navezgane. Now what I intend to do is dig a tunnel from up here all the way down here. And I can go in and out of here, back and forth, and get away from any of the zombies that are out there. Now, first thing to notice is the floor down here on my base. Like I said, I've dug it out of the lake, so all the water is held back with this sort of cofferdam type setup, and put in one layer of concrete, well, reinforced concrete out here, and in this area it's 2 layers of reinforced concrete, and it's got these checkerboard holes with water in them. The idea behind this is that if the zombies make it past this, which will have more defenses similar to this, they will fall in the water and not be able to jump out. And instead of putting spikes in there, which I know most players tend to do, I'm just going to leave them there. It's going to be like flypaper. So while I'm up here above in my base, I can do a bunch of headshots and they ain't going to move around much. Makes it much easier. Essentially, it's just for gaining experience, and we'll see how that works. So right now I got this wood framework here, and all this is going to be gone. I still have much work to do, but you get the general idea of what it's going to look like. And as you can see over here, I still have some reinforced concrete that's drying. It'll probably take a few more hours here. And a bit more there. I still have to get in some blocks in this area, as well as put some walls up here with the ground level. Now if we come down here, you can see that this is about the depth below water. It's right up, the water level actually comes up to these wooden blocks, these wooden frames, and I'm going to have one block here and one block here opened up, and then above it I'm going to put iron bars. The purpose of that is if they are able to jump, well, they'll slap their heads up against that and I can still shoot through it. So we'll see how that goes. This is kind of an experiment, but I worked on it in a test game using all the cheats, so it makes it easier so I could get the layout of it. And it seemed to work pretty good, but you know, I need to do a little bit more work on that. Anyways, you kind of get the idea of this, and this is going to be, these are pillars that are going to go up about 5 blocks from this level right here. And then from there, it'll be a floor. I'll have forges, cooking stoves, whatnot, and that'll be the main zombie attractant for this area. Get the heat map up anyway. Let's see if we can cruise back up here. And I apologize for the slow frame rates. My salvaged computer can only handle 6 to maybe 11 frames per second. So those of you that might be familiar with, you know, crazy frames like 60 per second or more, well, sorry. Now, I haven't decided on whether I'm going to do a double wall here, or which would give more support, and I just fell. It would give more support for the upper floors, but you could also add, let me get back up here. Okay, so you got this lip right here that goes around it, that there's no missing blocks. I'm thinking of doing like reinforced concrete ramps to the sides, so it's like a gun port. So it kind of like a funnel type gun port. So while I'm in there, I can chop out the walls and have a spot to shoot out horizontally across this, as well as have iron bars across the top here to be able to shoot down and plug the zombies right in the head. But it's all in the planning stages right now, and as you can see, there is a lot of work to get done. Now, as you can see, I got a deep gouge in this hill over here, and I plan on flattening this whole hill, because on the other side is the church, where presently I have the majority of my base and supplies and stuff like that. It's my temporary shelter for the first 19 days of 7 Days to Die. And over here I got a couple crates here, or wooden chests, and it's just where I just been storing junk. I've been storing this stuff in here because there's times I have to go out and scavenge for scrap iron and whatnot, and I need all the space I can get. So yeah, so as you can see, all my tools go in here, and building supplies in yeah. And concrete there, and cement there, and we'll keep that on me. So let's go check out the church, right? And do-do-do-do. And I've dug some holes through here, and mostly it's because I've come across ore deposits which were vitally needed, especially potassium nitrate and coal, which of course, you know, makes bullets. So yeah. So here we are at the church, and I got potatoes and coffee. So this is kind of my 12 in a row farm, and I am just kind of letting that grow for now because I've been scavenging enough to not really need to harvest any of that yet. Now, as you can see, I got, you know, the coffin, and yeah, originally this was like a library. And I got the cooking stove. Now, inventory management up here, it's whatever food, you know, the raw foods, potatoes, corn, different meats, fruit, all that. That's where this is all going into. And so this here, oh, got some goldenrod tea. Yummy. Okay, so this is where I have the cooking pot one. And this is for the, what is it, shish kebabs, whatnot. This is for the grilling meats. And this is for cooking up, you know, the medical stuff, making whatever. So up here, all my empty glass jars, all my liquids. I can actually put this, put this up here. So I got my coffee, the beer, way more bottled water than I think I'll probably need for the rest of the game, but you know, we'll always get more. Canned goods, I kind of got them in somewhat order. Makes it a little easier to identify them, put them in place, etc. So over here, every single book, I got at least one of every copy that I have read. Now I could have turned this all into paper, but I figured, well, this helps me figure out exactly what I've read and what I haven't. And I think there might be just a couple more schematics that I haven't read. I think I've read all the books. But, yeah, it just kind of keeps it nice and tidy, and who doesn't love a good book, right? And here I got basically just seed stock, and I got, you know, some cornmeal here or whatever. But as for setting up for if I want to do specific gardens for corn or whatnot, I got storage for that. This is for the bandages, the pills, you know, the painkillers, antibiotics. Now this box here has got all the first aid kits, and after getting every single one of the supply drops and finding so many of these, more than I ever use, I have to dedicate a whole chest to it. In fact, this empty chest here is also going to be full, because I know this is going to be overflowing within a matter of a week or two. Up here, kind of the miscellaneous medical stuff, vitamins, splints, grain alcohol. You get the picture. And, you know, if I get a whole bunch of splints, I just shift this down, make rows. It makes it a lot easier to visually identify things. And considering that this game has got a mess when it comes to inventory management, it's the best I can do. So, you know, dirt, got my little trusty dusty shovel. Over here, storage for these. Up here I have my supplies for making ammunition. I still got to get potassium nitrate, which would, you know, go in these slots here. My weapons chest. Got a couple backup guns because I've had this nasty habit of accidentally scrapping perfectly good weapons. So I try to keep an extra on hand that are pretty decent. And also the accompanying ammo that goes with it. Still got my crossbow, still got my bow, and the weapon, you know, the ammo for that too. A toolbox, and I got a couple clothing items that I didn't quite feel like letting go of, but really I got the mining helmet, and from what I've heard, the only clothing you really need for defensive purposes for armor is the iron gloves, because that's the only thing apparently that gets damaged from zombie strikes. So, you know, the iron boots, the iron chest armor, all that stuff. Apparently, they don't get hit. They don't take a loss from any hits, and they really don't help you. So, whatever. But yeah, here's my extra tools, and like I stated with the weapons, if I had this habit of scrapping things, so I got some extras. And I usually don't use the melee weapons, but you never know if you're gonna need them. Whoops, that was messed up. It was totally my bad. Got a little click happy. But not a big deal. Chainsaw. Okay, get this put away. And there. So let's see. Here's my weapon parts drawer. Basically, I can take any of these weapons out, and if there's any weapons, any parts that are better, keep them in here. Mainly, I just keep the blue ones, which are the great weapons or parts, and the flawless pieces. Everything else, ooh, got more health and stamina for doing nothing. But yeah, I just keep the purple and the blue weapon parts, because why bother with everything else? They just fill up inventory. The stocks, the things that aren't scrappable into scrap iron, I use them for wood to start a fire. And they have some purpose, but really, So in here is kind of miscellaneous stuff. You know, the wood, the cloth, leather, etc. Just kind of store it in here, and as it gets filled up, you shift them over, use them, break them down. I might even end up adding another chest to kind of expand off of this. Down here, all my logs. As you can see, I was a lumberjack, and I was okay. I didn't sleep all night, and I did sleep through most of the day, so so there's that. And then we got my forges. So, got iron forge, brass forge, lead forge, my cement forge, and then this one here is for my bullets. I keep two molds. I have one for the bullet tips and one for the brass casings. which I could swap out as I need. And the chests above are for storing for this, storing for this. I also store up in here for the other mold for that. But pretty much these chests align up with each one of these forges. So you get the basic idea. Of course, gotta have a sleeping bag down because that's your spawn point. And because I hated running to the lake to fill up jars of water, I got my trusty bucket, created this little baptismal, filled it with water, and create some murky holy water to drink. And I put on these heavy metal doors. And I didn't really do any real modifications to the church itself, except put up torches because it gets pretty darn dark in here. I did tighten down the bottom window on each one of these rows because I did have spider zombies trying to break in, and they even took a few swings at that. So, yeah. But somewhere up in here, and as if I measured right, it would be in this room here. It lines up from here, or actually just a little to the, it's actually on this side of this line. It actually goes up to the center of my base up here in the middle of the lake. So this is where the tunnel will be, going from the center straight down, across bedrock is what my plan is, because I can have side chambers and all that. Come up here, and hopefully we'll come up here in the middle of this room. I'll put a trapdoor on top of that, and this will kind of be like an airlock of sorts in case they do breach that room. So, as you can see, this is fairly well organized. I can't say it's 100% efficient, but it gets the job done. So this is kind of an intro to what I've got planned, what I've got built. And hopefully I'll be doing more episodes showing off a little bit more of the work I've done and the progress as well as failures. And we shall see how it goes. Now, another thing I have planned before I close is all of these damn little bushes here. I am going to go on a spree chopping them down. Now, as you can see, I've gotten this whole area here cleared out of those, and a large bit of this plain here is cleared up. I haven't gotten the grass because there's a lot of grass, but mainly I'm clearing out the trees and the bushes, not just for the resources of wood and sticks, but also my frame rate, because here at my base with a sniper rifle I could see a long ways, and the more trees there are, the more grass, the more bushes, it slows things down a fair piece. So I'm gonna get rid of all of those bushes, as you can see here in the sniper scope. All of those bushes, which is going to be probably a couple days worth of work. And it already took me a while to get all the trees out of the way. Another benefit to it is not only does it save me frame rates, but I can also see when the zombies are actually coming, and I won't see them hiding behind a bush or what have you. So it makes clear lines of sight, boosts the visual performance of my aging salvaged computer, and yeah, it'll work, or I'll make it work. I got a sledgehammer, I can beat it into submission. But we shall get this base a-rockin'. And let's see, you get bloop, fall in there. Zombies can't jump. They must be like white guys. White guys can't jump. But yeah, I call this my zombie flypaper technique or strategy, what have you. And we shall see how it goes. So, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, don't be afraid to comment. If you have some criticism, please be constructive. If you have to be destructive, post on someone else's video. Always free to get ideas, and a lot of my ideas have come from others. And if they weren't ideas directly, they were inspired or ideas they came up with, and I've hopefully innovated a bit. So, yeah, enjoy.